everyone. Welcome to my Thursday Facebook Live. Uh, Before we get to this week's lesson, which I think is going to be really fun, it's the Blackberries, Raspberries, and Blueberries. And it's from two sources, Skill Builders Level 1, as well as the book that I love, The Fruits. I think it was called Fruits and Vegetables. I'll show you when I turn my camera around. Fruits and Veggies, that book. So that's good. But what happened at convention was I received an award this year, and it was the Bloom and Grow Do You Educator. And it was totally unexpected. I go to convention not expecting to be recognized, and I got this one. And as Amanda was explaining the requirements of receiving that one, I was just sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, it's all because of you. It's all because of your support of me being on this online. And it sort of started, like last year when I got out of my shyness and started Facebook Lives. And then the really kickoff for me was the Educator Week. What fun we had. Meeting every day, doing the classes, the crossword puzzle. That was just wonderful. But other things that were mentioned for what I've done is my Facebook posts and my Facebook Lives. As you know, I try to keep pretty busy doing that. I do a ton of private lessons via Zoom. I have a couple that have come back after COVID, but mostly I do private, and private is what I call one-on-one. And that's, I do those, do quite a bit of those. But certifications just kicked off. And there again, that's what I'm saying. I have to thank you all for watching me, trusting me with your certification and your skill builder lessons. I really appreciate that. And then I did those 2 worksheet packs, while too, but they take a lot of time. So I did 2 worksheet packs and recordings. And just to refresh your memory, one was the Easter sunrise, where I had the packet in the class. The other one was the Texas countryside, with the blue bonnets and the country fence and the country road. And then, of course, what I like them all, of course, but this one I love. This was our lesson that we did during Educator of the Week. I don't have a packet for this, but you can watch the whole class, but just by going to my Facebook Live recordings that are saved. So that happened, and so I guess with all of that, I was recognized by Don and Mark and Amanda and some others, I'm sure, for actually busting out, right, and doing all these things for One Stroke, which to me, like I said, was exciting because I've been teaching since 2002, but it was always just me and the local stores and everything. So I was really pleased about that, and I want to thank you all for doing, for keeping in touch on my Facebook. Let me just check. Oh yeah, Lori, another one. See her on Facebook all the time, and we spend time talking, having lunch. It was great. I enjoyed that. And Brenda, thank you for liking my designs. Thank you, Virginia, for saying that I'm a nice teacher, a good teacher. So, alrighty. I don't know if I told this at the beginning. My camera stand broke, And so I have it very carefully sitting on this like wire thing. And so I'm going to go turn it, I have to turn it to teach. And so I'm not going to be able to just twirl it like I normally do. I'm going to actually have to move it and then balance it again. So I don't think there's any more questions, and then I shall turn this and we'll get started. Well, the cover flipped down too. So, okay, here, let me organize myself. Find the picture. Here we go. Find out where I'm supposed to be. I practiced, if you can believe that, this morning when it broke. Okay, there we are. So I'm set. And got it right here. Okay, and then I just have to move everything over. Okay, so I'm going to be painting off to the side, and I really will try to make sure I don't go off camera. But this is the project that came out of the Skill Builder Level 1. These are the Blueberry and Raspberry project, and this is the not Blueberry, Blackberry, Raspberry project, and then these are Blueberries. And I also always like to look at my book. This was the Blueberries and the Black and Raspberries. Let me go pull it up. I'm going to try to go slow so the camera doesn't get all weird on us for autofocus. It's out of the Fruits and Veggie book. Okay. So let me, and so this is what we're going to be doing. I'll move that off to the side for my sample. But before we do that, I wanted to show you some samples of blueberries and blackberries that I had painted ages ago. This was on Rock Lawn, and it was a place runner that we did in our class. We did black olives here, or maybe green olives, and then but this is what I really wanted to show you was the blueberries. So what cute designs you could come up with this, like these are lemons and blueberries. Okay, I'll move that off to the side. And then this one was a bigger, I'll see if I can slowly bring that up. I love this project. This was also a table like runner thing, and for this we added some blossoms and cherries, but what I want to show you for today is this. These are the berries. So again, how cute. You know, take a border of wood, like a tree limb or something, and then just twine some berries around it. It really makes a cute project. It'd make a cute frame, and a cute part of a canvas probably. So that's that. Okay, I'll get my paper out, and as I go, you know, I'll tell you, of course, what we're going to, what color paints and everything I'm using. Gotta find my notes though. Where did they go? Here we go. Because also in this, I want to teach you, or demo for you, a few different types of leaves as well. Okay. So I'm going to start, yeah, I'm a little not as managed as normal because when my camera broke, it was like, oh my gosh, not today of all days. I can get flustered easily. Okay, starting the greenery, sap green, multi-surface, and citrus green. So just put out a quarter's worth there. And we're going to start with our number 12 brush, flat, number 12 flat. And I'm hoping that paper will work good for the camera. And then, like I said, a number 12 flat. So I'm going to double load in those two colors there. And I'm going to move my camera here so I can try to, my goal by having it on the big camera is, on the big TV, is to see your comments easier. Oh, Monica, thank you so much. Yeah. Oh my gosh, don't you remember that was so cute. I still have it. I still love it. Monica was a full-time student with me at Joann's, and I miss seeing you. We got to get back together again, just to say hi or to have breakfast. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is the vine. So double loaded sap green and citrus green, number 12 flat, on my chisel edge, leading with the light green. I'm just going to come up and make a little curvy line. Okay. I'm going to come back and I'm always coming back and getting more paint. Oh my gosh, don't do that. I wasn't watching, I was looking up at the camera. What I did was I put the dark onto the light side of the runway. So no problem, I just started a new one. So now I'm going to just make another little vine coming around, and then something that comes out off to the side. We're doing the raspberries first. First thing we're going to do, let me get that project back. See if, so you can see a little bit what I'm doing here too. Okay. First thing, I just want to add some slanted one-stroke leaves. Now, to make a slanted one-stroke leaf, how I paint them and how I teach them is, I should say how I normally teach, is at the I have my guide at the 12 and 6, and then my leaf line is going to the number 2 position. I do that because if you remember, when we put leaves on our vines, we use our hand as our guide. So with whichever direction our fingers are going on the vine is how we paint. So if I use the 12 and my 12 and 6 as my starter, then I know when I go out to 2, I'm getting a slanted leaf. But I do want to tell you, because I know sometimes that's hard. Let me paint one though first. I start at 12 and 6, I come out at 2. So I'm on the chisel edge, I'm pushing, I'm turning my light green, and then I slowly lift, 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 lift to the line. And I'm going to get more paint. Let me do it a little bit faster. So I push, turn, and lift. And at this little bottom part where there's roundness, that's where you bring your stem in. Now, I thought for today I would like to show what the Skill Builder shows, because a lot of times when we're painting horizontal, and it might not be familiar to you to start at 12 and 6 going up to 2 for the slanted one-stroke leaf. So what the Skill Builder does, it has you going out at 3 o'clock. Before I do that, just a refresher for flat back one-stroke leaves. It's 12 and 6, and then it goes out to 3. So you're starting at 12 and 6, push, turn, lift, and you slide out to the 3 o'clock. But that's the flat back because there's no angle to it. So on the Skill Builders, what they'll say is start your brush at 12 and 8, and then you can slide out at 3. So you're starting there, and you push, turn, and lift onto the 3 o'clock line. You're still doing your stem, though, in that roundness at the bottom of the leaf. I should say on the flat back, your stem goes into the middle right there. If you notice, this leaf looks exactly like this leaf. I just angled my brush differently at the beginning. So I wanted you all to see this, to just do what's comfortable for you, starting at 12 or 6 or at 2 and 8. But regardless of how you do that, of how you start, remember the directions of your leaves. They have to go where your fingers are going. So like, let's just put one right here. I know I want my leaf to go in that direction. So I'm going to start, because that's that slant that I need, I'm going to start right there. See, and for me, that's 12 and 6. So for me, it's sort of like natural. That's how I'm going to start. But 2 and 8 is good also. So anyway, we just do our push, turn, lift, pull in our stem. Always get more paint. I'll try to do it sideways without messing up my runway. And then I'm going to do one on this side. Now I'm just going to not worry about what's on top or bottom for the colors, but I do want my leaf to go in that direction. So I'm going to start, I'm going to start right this way. And it's push, turn, lift going up there. Let's come up here. My leaf is coming this way, so I'm going to start right here. Pull in the stem. I'll do one more. And then I want a leaf to go this way, so I have to start this direction. Push, turn, lift to go there. No, that's 4, so I better do another one. I'm going to do one down here so you can see. Now you can turn your paper. So I turn my paper, and so I know my leaf is going to go in that direction, and it's just easier for me to paint that like that. So I just turn, and then I pull in my stem. So that's the base of before we put the berries on. The design for Skill Builders also has this leaf right here that I wanted to show you. Let me get more paint here. This leaf has a wiggle on one side and a slider on the other. It's sort of like a type of fruit leaf. And what's different about this than all of our other leaves is the green is on the outside. I start with the green on the outside, and I slide leading with the green. This one, the dark green's on the outside, but when I get down to the bottom, I slide with the light green. And that can be a little tricky, especially when we start at an angle like this. So what I wanted to show you today was, if it's hard for you to start this leaf like with an arrow, this is the beginning of the leaf with an arrow, practice making a normal wiggle leaf where we start with a V. And that's what I thought I'd do first, is show you doing this with the V or the Y, and then how you can get familiar or comfortable in how you turn your brush, and then before you go to this way. So I'm going to wipe my brush off because I got a lot of paint, and I've been sort of messy because when you get out of your norm, you can sort of mess up your palette. So, but I need you to see what I'm doing. Okay, here. Okay, let me just check real quick comments, and then. Okay, we got new people, Debbie and Rita and Sandy. Hi. I missed you the first go around, and Brenda, thank you. So the first, I'm going to do with the Y first. Green is on the outside, and I have to turn my paper like this. Dark green is on the outside, and I do my 3 starters. Touch, 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 and get that little section to start. And then I'm just going to do some wiggles, gentle wiggle leaves. They're not, like a heart leaf. This is a fruit leaf. Now for the other side, I'm getting more paint. For the other side, and this is where I'm saying it might be a little easier for you to start, to learn. I have my green, I'm going to put my, this is going to be so hard because my camera's broke. Let me see if I can move over a little more so you can see at an angle. Yeah, you can. I think you can see now my brush. The dark green is on the outside. I'm pushing my brush down to make the roundness and the start of the side of the leaf. I'm sliding down. I'm making that roundness for the leaf. But now, as I pick up, I'm turning my brush to where I'm leading with the light green, and the dark green is following, and I come into my point. So this is what sometimes is a challenge. We're so used to keeping the same color, like the dark green, on the same side, and then to twist right there. So I lay it down. Let the light green stay in the middle of the leaf, but I'm rotating my brush or turning my brush to where the light green follows, and then I pick up. So now that's how we do it for this leaf. But these kind of leaves on our fruits and berries, they start at the arrow, or like the kite. And so the difference is here, I'm not going to start at that angle. I'm going to start right here following the arrow side, and I'm going to still do my starters, and then I still do my wiggles. Do better wiggles. Like, did you see how sloppy I was? I did not have my brush straight up and down, and I did not add the pressure. It's a no-no. Always do your 3 P's. Pressure, paint, and position. Okay, so now I'm coming back and getting more paint. Now see, this time, like I said, the green is on the outside, but I'm going to turn my brush to lead with the light green, but I don't have as much area to turn because I'm not starting at that V. So I'm going to start here at the arrow, lay my brush down like always, but see, I'm starting to have to turn right now the light green so I can slide to the chisel edge on that and come out at my tip. And then, like all of these, lead with the light green and pull in your stem. Stems sort of help clean up that little mess that you get. So I hope that explains it, because I know sometimes, especially when I was doing skill builders, people had trouble in having to turn the brush. Oh, hi, Mary. Thanks for getting a chance to join. And Pamela, good afternoon. I guess it's afternoon. We get some people from out of country. So, there. Okay, so now let's go add that to our vine. Still think about the direction of your fingers, and so we're going to have this one just come up off to the side. I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm just wiping off the paint. I'm not cleaning it in the brush basin or anything. And I'll come back and get more paint. So this leaf I want to come out this way. So here's my arrow. And then I'll dark green on the outside. Do some wiggles. And then get more paint. And then, oh, here I am, right here. Now I'm going to slide, but it's the tighter one because I'm not starting at a V. So I lay it down and immediately have to start rotating my brush to let the light green come first, and I come out to my point. And then for the stem, always have a gracefulness, always come from the main vine and then pull into your leaf. Okay, so that starts for that. Okay, let me get another piece of paper. I'm just going to do all the greenery first before we hit to the berries. The blueberries, again, I'm going to wipe my brush off, get some excess paint off. Blueberries have slider leaves. They're a little different than our slanted one-stroke leaf. Let me get paint. I'm starting a new runway because if I'm not 100% paying attention, I could lose my sides, lose my colors. This one's just sort of a smaller vine, so I'm just going to, here we go, it's this one right here. I'm just going to like start here and just come up and over, make a little curve, bring out another little curve here. Now, don't forget that, look, that sort of looks odd. You know, this main one's going up and this one's coming out. So I'm going to start that back here, but I'm going to add a little one on this side. Okay. Slider leaves are very, very, very similar to slanted one-stroke leaves, except with slanted leaves, we do push, turn, lift. With slider leaves, we just push and slide. Here again, I paint from 12 and 6. I'll draw that. I typically paint 12 to 6 and come out at like a 2. But on the skill builders, it has everyone starting at 1 and 7, sliding out at 2. So you're starting here and sliding out at 2. I'm starting here and not so much 2 o'clock, but like at 1 o'clock. So it's just the angle of where you're starting. Okay, so let me, I see that white paper got us a little out of focus a little bit here. I believe we can see good enough to continue. Thank you, Lori, for liking that explanation. I know what I can, let me just do one thing real quick. There we go. So here's starting at 12 and 6. Light green is on top. I push. I still want to push. I still want to get that roundness as the leaf starts. But this time, I'm not going to turn it really. I'm sliding along that line, but because I want to end my chisel edge to the line that I drew as my directional line, I have to like lightly turn my brush or rotate my brush to that line, and then I lift, lift, lift onto the chisel edge. Did you notice how I did that though? I didn't do the, like this, push, turn, do that turn there, push, turn, lift. That's not what we do for sliders. We press down, following that 1 or 2 o'clock line, and just let the brush go, and just let the brush keep, turning's not the right word, but like rotating or angling to the line and then come up to a point. That was slow. So these are also like if you go a little faster, they look a lot better. And then you pull in your stem at the same point down here at the roundness. But let me paint this one for you where we started at an angle. So I'm still pushing my brush along that line. That's the line I'm going to, is on that line there. So I push and I start sliding, and I'm letting my chisel edge rotate to the lighter color and leading to my chisel and then pick up. Slider leaves are longer than one-stroke leaves. You can see the difference here. See, they're push, turn, lift. It's not like push, turn, drag, and lift. It's push, turn, lift. Where this is, you push and slide. So that's what's going to be on the blueberries here. See how they're all long and they're more slender. They're longer and slender. Okay, let me get some paint. Boy, it feels good to be back. I'm really glad that we were able to be together today. So, fingers still the same though. So I'm going in this direction. This is where I want my first leaf to go. So you can, whether you start at 12 and 6 or, 1 and 7, you decide what's easier for you. So it's push, let it slide, 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 keep sliding, and then come up to your chisel edge, pull in your stem. And I'm going to do on this side, let it slide, and then come up to a, whoops, I could see I was off camera. Push, and then just let it slide. Can you see where they're very similar to slanted one-stroke leaves? The only difference is they're longer and skinnier. And then I'll put one over here. I'm just sort of following the example we have. Push and slide up. And just a little vine with some blueberries. Okay, I got 5. Okay, so that's the basic of it. I'm just checking comments again. Okay, I'm going to now clean my brush because we're going to start the berries. I might as well, since I have this one, I'll do the blueberries first. With blueberries, though, I went to a number 10 flat. So that's a number 8, a number 10 flat. And the colors I'm going to use is Midnight. It's it's sort of it's a dark blue, sort of has a purplish tone to it, I think. And then I'm not going to. We could put a little touch of white, but I don't like too much white on these as I paint them because they look like they get a fungus if you have a blueberry with too much white on it. So but because if you want that little highlight and shading in there, we need something, so we have white. But what I'm going to do is I'm fully loading with my number 10 flat. Midnight, and then I'll just touch a corner and get some white in there, and that see how that lightens it up. That's more than enough for this. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do blueberries. I tend to do blueberries with my brush, making a circle. All I do is with my brush straight up and down. Let me come out this way. I stand it up, and then I just let it go off to the side, and I just keep going back and forth, letting it roll in my hand as I make a circle. I need more paint though. You might want to get floating medium for this, but see, I just hold my brush straight up and down and let it twirl in my fingers, and it really makes a nice little circle. So that's basically what I do. Let me make a better one. And I just let it twirl. This is how I mostly make all my circles. like that. Make another one so hopefully I'm on camera there for you to see. Do it over here. I will promise I will get a new webcam or stand by next week. The reason why I say a new webcam is the screw part of my webcam is what broke off. So, okay. Now, if that's like a little stressful to do that, but it's fun practice. Practice that because it's always good to know how to paint circles. We have our daubers. And this is the 5/8. It says 5/8. I guess it's 5/8 inch. So to do the dauber, I'm going to, in my midnight, pounce off to the side because I don't want to get a whole bunch of paint. And then I pounce on my palette here. And then for that whiteness, I just, on the edge, I have a little bit of white. And then what we're going to do on the paper is touch and pull, twist. So I will touch and twist. Touch and twist. See how it got the white on there? That's a little too much for me. So I touch and twist. So they make really nice circles. So do what's more comfortable for you. And of course, One Stroke sells these. These are the One Stroke daubers. They sell these as well as those spongy ones at the tip. I for berries and stuff, I like these. They're just a smaller foam. So, but just for time purposes, I'm going to use the dauber and add 3 little blueberries to this. Add a little white there. So I'm just going to touch and twist, touch and twist, touch and twist. Okay. Then for the little tops here, what I like is just tapping with my script liner. I'm going to wet my script liner. I'm not going to make thin paint. I just wet the script liner to dampen it. And then just touching a little bit of white paint on the tip, I'm just going to touch, 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 and make a little circle here. You want it sort of irregular, so it looks like it's like the blossom point. Now, when I do that, though, like here's the stem coming into the blueberry, so I want this little blossom burst thing to be opposite that stem. So it's not, they're not a highlight going to the sun. It's however the stem comes in. And then here's this one right here. I just tap, tap, tap. And I'm doing this because this is like a number 10 berry, number 10 brush. And it's just tap, tap. But you could also, if you wanted to get a little more fancier, you could also, like do little touch and pulls to make more of a fluffier blossom. And back in the day, how I did this, and I didn't pull out like my really, really, really small brush, but on these, I actually made like maybe using a number 2 side loaded in white, like a little wiggle going around, and those turned out real cute. Ouch. I don't have the brush in front of me, but let me go to a number 8 right here and demo that, because that really makes it, and that's the one I'm sure Monica did too, because it's on the runner. So this is going to be way too big for this, but just so you can see, it was just like a little wiggle like this, and we just wiggled a little circle. But if you use your number 2, or yeah, got 4 maybe, but 2 definitely. See how cute that could look too. But the taps are sufficient. Okay, blueberries. Let me just check and see if everyone understands that. Okay. Oh, hi, Gilbert. Gilbert's joined us. And then, okay, good. Okay, so now let's just finish off with our berries, blackberries and blueberries. They're painted the exact same way, just in different colors. I'll go ahead and start with the blackberry first because I have my brush out with Midnight, and that's the color we will use. So I'm going to fully load my brush with Midnight. This is the number 10. I am so sorry. I want to use the number 12. So I'm using a flat number 12, fully loaded with Midnight. And what we're going to make is just a teardrop. So I'll do a blueberry up here. So a teardrop. I better demo that for people who are watching for the first time. You make a closed V. Then you put your brush. Doesn't matter. I left or right. I always start on the left because I'm right-handed, I guess. And I lean my brush toward the center of the V. I let the top of my brush go up and over, and then I come back to the other line of our guideline, the other side of the V, and I pick up my chisel edge. So that's a teardrop. So that's the first of this berry. Now I want my berries to use the same guideline as our fingers, so this berry is going up this direction, and I'm going to push and then let it come up to the teardrop. I'll go ahead and paint all the teardrops first. And I guess I'll demo how to paint them on this thing, on our project, instead of separate. So we'll just add 3 berries here. I want red in here too, so I'll put this one right here. Okay. I do want to show you, though, in the book. Let me find the book. Okay, Skill Builder shows with the teardrop. In this older book, it shows painting these with an oval. Either way, they look great. I almost think of the oval as some of those big old berries you buy in the store now that are like really big ovals. But those cute little berries that you can get, the teardrop is a good shape for that too. But they're both going to be painted the exact same way. So, okay, I'm done with the number 12. I'm going to clean that off, be ready for the red. And what I'm going to go into is my number 10. A number 10 or number 8. I have a number 8, so that's what I'm going to use, an 8 flat. And I'm going to side load. Gotta get rid of that dauber. I'm going to side load into white. You can double load into your Midnight and your white, but we really only need to side load, especially if we paint these right after you paint the teardrop. It's wet. It's still wet, so I'm just going to side load into the white. get some on that one side of my brush. There we go. I think this feels a little dry. And then what we're going to do is just do the rosebud up and over. This brush. I'm going to dampen it. Get those bristles smashed back together. All these are just rows of up and overs, and those are the rosebud up and overs where we come up, come back on the chisel edge. We start on the chisel edge, we come up, go around, and come back. So that's what these are. So when you paint these right after each other, you're going to get a blend of some blue, because the blueberry is still wet. And I'm just going to make little rows. I just went to the number 8 brush because it feels comfortable. But you can actually do this with the number 12. You could do it with the number 10. These look a little white to me. That one's way too white. Probably because I'm on paper and I painted all my blueberries first. So what I am going to do is I am going to double load into Midnight. Well, let me restroke that and see if that will help. I still want the whiteness, but I need some blue in there. I'm just doing little up and overs. Yeah, this is better. I still need some more blue though. There. Now I need more white. Okay. Just little up and overs like that. And it's coming to a point. So it's coming to a point. Because that got so white, I'm going to make the berry. I'm going to restroke that berry to get some blue paint in there. Let me go back to my number 12 here. Yeah, so when you're painting this, don't paint them all like I just did. Paint one and then get your smaller brush, side load with white, and I think you'll have better success. So I'm now coming in here doing those little up and overs. Now I've done like 4, but I'm going to get more paint now, more white. Can you see how? Let me see if I can get that closer. On the camera, for me, they still look white, but in real life, they're sort of like a light blue with just a touch of white at the tip. And so that's what we want. And I'm just going to keep coming and doing the up and overs. Now I am angling. I'm starting at the edge, a little on the outside of the edge, and letting them angle a little bit, coming down to the point. Does this remind you of the birdhouse roof? Level 1 there. Yeah, see, that one looks, I like that. It has a little more blue in it than this one. So I'm going to do the same thing for this last one. I'm just going to restroke, add more blue paint in it, and then come back and side load. Get that little strip liner out of the way. Okay. Yeah, don't do too many. Like this one, it's really wet, so I lost my white real quick, so I had to stop and make sure I go in and get fresh white. And I'm just following the teardrop shape. Okay, and then we're going to be adding leaves at the bottom, so don't worry about the shape of them now, because they're okay. So now I'm going to go into berry wine. Number 10 brush. I might have to clean I'm sorry, 12. So I just got a clean brush, so I don't have to clean the berry wine, the midnight off of the brush. Go here. Oh, Mercedes. Hi, Mercedes. I'm glad you were able to watch. And I'm using the big TV. So she helped me set up the new arrangement that I made. But she does not know that my webcam broke. I haven't told her that yet. Okay, so now I'm going to do 3 raspberries, and let's just stick them on the vine, different places here. And I'm going to do like I said, I'm going to immediately go into the smaller brush so I have a nice blend of color. So I went back to my number 8. Whoops. I want to go into white, not... Does your 8 split? 8's a brush that I have a hard time maintaining. Splits easily on me. So what I did is I just wet it again, you know, trying to get those two, all those bristles together. And I'm just going to make little up and overs here. Got a little too much white. Trying to go fast here. You know, when you're painting, take your time. There's no rush. Because we always want everything to look good. Now you do know if you do make a mistake with multi-surface paint, you can immediately, if you catch it right away, immediately wipe it off. I've had good success even wiping off whole leaves or whole flowers if something happens like that. Okay, here I just side load white on a smaller brush, and I'm just making rows and rows of up and overs. They're the same shape as our the beginning of our rosebud, just with a smaller brush. And I'll do one more berry. Goes right here. Okay. Okay, now I'm just painting it here just for right now, but see, look at what happened. That one's facing that way, and that one's going to face that way. You really don't want that. So think ahead. When you're designing, and put little chalk marks if you need to for placement. So, for example, see how they're all pointing different directions, but they're not like in a row. Now, there's probably an easy way to fix that, but just for today, this will be okay. Just another learning tip. Don't paint in rows. Got a little dry on me again. I'll add a little berry wine to my brush. Hopefully that might help. Always go back and get your side load of white if you get too blended. But a little blending is good because it gives you like a light berry color. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to wipe my, or clean my number 8 because I want to, for these little one-stroke leaves that I'm putting at the bottom, I want to use a small brush. So I'm good with number 8, but you could go with number 6 if you'd like. But see, we're just going to paint some little one-stroke leaves from the tip of those berries. And I'll start. So I'm going to double load with my sap green and my citrus green. And I painted 5 in a, like here's the bottom of the berry. So I just painted 5 little one-stroke leaves. So they're touch, push, touch, turn, lift. Touch, turn, lift. They're very small. So you may want to go to even a smaller brush. It all depends on the size of your project. There we go. And then pull your stem right away. Go from the middle of those leaves into the main stem. Now this one, whoops, I was doing, oh my gosh, I was doing teardrops. Don't do that. Do one-stroke leaves. There we go. I was talking. I'm just restroking to make them show better, and then I pull in my stem. Always coming back and getting the 2 paint colors, going back on your palette. It doesn't matter if you're leading with the light or dark. I would just stay consistent, really. And then I'm pulling in my stem. And I'm just 5 little one-stroke leaves. Pull in your stem. Yeah, I hope you all are enjoying this. I didn't want us to start fall. I know it's around the corner. And I just love having little berries with my yogurt each morning. And so that's when I was thinking of that old project. That was such a cute, I just enjoyed that project. In fact, like you see, I even kept it. Okay, so that's that. I hope I'll check comments. So you got raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. You got a slider leaf, a slanted one-stroke leaf, and you got a fruit leaf. So with all that, you should be able to now go and design your own little berry vines and or little clusters of blueberries. Linda, I'm glad you were able to join us, but please go back and start from the beginning, and you'll catch all the leaf demo too. Okay, well, let me turn my camera around and stay with me on this because I'm going to have to, like balance it. And I'm trying to be where it's not in my face, and you see me like those HD TVs. When they first came out, you saw everybody's face clearly. So let me see if I can come down. So, yes, Mercedes, after this I'll call you. So we can decide what to do. Okay. Just let me get my notes because I just want to thank you all again for joining in. I'm so glad we were able to get back together. I will be here next week, but then unfortunately I got one more week I got to be away from home, the last week of August. So I won't have anything that week. But, you know, as always, I will post that I'll be gone. But just to give you a heads up, I do want to let you know, as always, you know, I'm ready to start certifications, 1 and 2 for sure. And then 3 is going to start sometime in September. I haven't seen the manual kit yet, so I'm hoping it's not out and I just haven't seen it. But I have been approved to certify for level 3, and that's when we're with the projects using the modeling paste. So that's going to come out, but that's not till September. But if you can see behind me, those boxes, those are level 1 certification kits. So I got them on hand if you're at all interested in level 1. I got them. We'll put them in a box and ship them out to you and get that started, because I can start as soon as you get the kit. It's just that I do have to take that week off at the end of August. But I shouldn't be gone anymore for the rest of the year, to my knowledge. So, okay, so that. Just let you know what I'm up to. Last week, I started my, I'm looking over here, my master project. I'm not going to show you because it's just nothing to see. I'm only like 1/5 done, but I'm sort of excited about that. I plan to work on that tomorrow and Friday some more, because I want to get that done before the end of the calendar year. But also what I need to do real soon is to make a project to teach, and that's the project that has to be a 4-hour class. I'll need 15 students, so I'm going to ask for y'all to look and see if you like the project. And then as well as, I think that's it. I think I just need to design it, get the worksheet, and have 15 students. So that's for the masters. So I just want to let you know I'm busy on that too. But it's fun. I like to be busy. I like to be keeping my brushes busy, right? So I guess that's it. That's it for now. Thank you all again for joining me. And if you ever have any questions, you know, you can leave a message on Facebook. And then my email is thepaintedvine@gmail.com. I'm always checking my emails throughout the day. So with all that said, thank you, and keep your brushes busy, and I shall see you next week. Okay, bye everyone. Now how to turn this off. Oh my gosh, see you. Goodbye.